Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm the Coins Monster. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in today again, and good to see the market is moving as we hoped it would and as we analyzed it would. Okay, we all know it can be very tricky, but hey, we're keeping up, right? We're keeping up. Hard work does pay off. Alright, so I want to tell you something. Alright, give me as many likes as you can. Okay, share the video, hit the subscribe button, because I want to get in on the channel for you guys. One of the experts that I follow, he is extremely good at what he does. He's taught me a great deal, and I'm hoping to get him on the live so we can bounce off ideas, we can learn a few things on TA and the market sentiments, how to play it, how to keep our head calm. He's helped me a lot, and because of him I could actually help you guys as well. Alright, so if you could do that, I really appreciate it. Alright, guys, before we get started, as usual, type in number 1 if you can hear me properly and if you can see my screen properly. Alright, Alright, that's brilliant, thank you. Alright, so I'm gonna start with Bitcoin just to get ahead and see what is happening. Okay, and let's see what it's in store for us. Alright, so yesterday we mentioned Bitcoin was most likely going to get rejected from this level. Alright, which it did. And I'm happy to see this, of course. Right, I'm really happy to see this. But now we have to see what it's going to do next. Okay? It seems that the market makers are playing games with us. Okay, so we saw the fractal that deviated us from the 2018, and it bounced pretty quickly and heavily to the upside without a retracement. Okay, so we're just watching to see where the retracement is going to be, whether it is this fractal right here that is going to play, or they have something else in mind for us, and it is going to be this little fractal right here that is going to be extended and play in the next couple of days. Alright, now just have to watch for the levels. So we got 40k, 40,400, 39,700, 39,100, and 38,200. Okay, 37k is unlikely at this point, but we'll take it step by step. Alright, we'll take it step by step. See which one is going to play out. So let me get rid of this so you can see my full screen. Okay, in the short term, for the next 4 hours or so, there should be a bounce on Bitcoin. Okay, but not, it's a scalp bounce, so all these futures traders who are watching the 15-minute time frame, the 5-minute time frame and all that, they will be playing all that game. Alright, but for us, we know what is happening, and it's the rounded tops. Okay, it's the rounded tops. Now it would not surprise me if for the next couple of days we just kind of stay up in here, you know, chop out and then drop. Okay, it wouldn't surprise me. That just means it's a Bart Simpson, a Head and Shoulders, whatever you want to call it, and there's just so many patterns. But hey, listen, either way, I'm good with it. Okay, wherever it wants to drop to, I'm good. And why am I good with it? Well, I actually want to see Bitcoin drop, so the indicators right here are cooled. Okay, I want to see mainly this come down and make a red hill, the histogram. I really want to see this. Alright, because if it does, it just means it's good enough. Alright, it just means it's really, really good enough. And it gives us the enough strength to actually enter some trades. Alright, but at this point, opening trades, I did mention in the trading group that you should be locking in some profits, or if you are taking trades, just put your stop losses. Okay, without stop losses, you do not trade at this point, especially not if Bitcoin is up in there. And what it is doing up there is this, the crazy wick action. Right? It's the crazy wick action. And we don't like crazy wick actions. Okay, that just means it's absorption to the upside, and that is just basically means it's going to drop. Absorption on the bottom is actually the contrary. This is why I actually started posting trades. This bullish pin bar right here. Okay, so this bullish pin bar, and this is a bearish pin bar, kind of. You can think of it that way, right? And bearish pin bars are not good for us. Definitely not good, right? Now, the other thing that is currently happening is the USDT dominance. Okay, so we got this moving up to the upside. Now, I would expect this to range a bit. Alright, so but this is why I'm saying Bitcoin for the next couple of days, it can range. Okay, just until dominance decides to give us a clear picture whether it wants to make a double top like it did previously, or it just kind of wants to go simply do a bearish retest and then come down. Okay, so either this play is going to determine that Bitcoin is going to bottom out at 37, maybe 35. This will determine Bitcoin is going back to 30k. Okay, either way I'm good. If it goes to 30k, well, it goes to 30k. What are you gonna do? But it will bounce from there, because this is going to be the top for USDT dominance. Okay, and when that happens, every time at this top it comes down, which is money is actually flowing back into crypto. Okay, when that happens, we know Altseason, we know Bitcoin is going back up and all that kind of stuff, right? So this is the thing that I'm watching the most. But take into account that this fractal can actually be smaller. Okay, it doesn't have to go that wide. It can just simply go and do a double top, but just like that. And it can also be a lower high and can just drop from there. Okay, so that's why I'm saying it just depends. It depends. We just have to watch on Bitcoin, see what it's doing. Okay, because market makers, they have something upon us, and this people were saying they're bullish on Bitcoin because Russia was adopting Bitcoin, the payment stuff, but now you got the war with Russia and Ukraine and all that kind of stuff, you know. So you never know what is going to happen. The best thing to do is just play the charts, which is what we do here on the channel, right? So I want to give you guys some updates. Now, Cody, we spoke about this yesterday. I got a short on Cody at this very moment. Okay, and I'm hoping to close that short around 22 cents. That's my take profit target. But depending on the price action, I'll see where it's meant to be closed. I can easily close it at 25, 26, and just start planning for a buy position at the bottom. Okay, I saw this was the only trade that I saw before it actually broke down, so I took it. But otherwise, I don't FOMO. Alright, so Cody, I think, can do some work, and that is why I'm actually focusing on Cody now. The other one is Tezos. I've mentioned the buy zone for Tezos. It's about sitting about 350, somewhere around there. Alright, and what we will do is we're going to delete the fibs first. We're going to get rid of the moving averages so we can see a clear-cut picture. Alright, now Tezos, my first buy order for Tezos would be sitting at about 350. Okay, that's my buy order, but I would be happy to lower it and say around 330, 340. That's where I would look to buy Tezos. Alright, but I want you guys to take a screenshot of this picture if you can, and just follow this channel, kind of. Okay, I think it is going to happen. This channel was going to play out in the end. Okay, so basically this was the bottom. It's going to the top, come back down, range a bit, and then go up. Okay, so take a screenshot of this. If you're not in my trading group, that's the best you can do right now, because you will not get the calls. Alright, but this is what I see for Tezos, about 330. That's where I would look to dollar cost average into Tezos. Now sand is another one that I'm not particularly bullish on. Okay, I really don't like it because one, it's done a 60x in total, and I think sand can easily come back down again here, about $283, and that's where I would look at this thing to make a small bounce trade, but it's not a hold for me. People are still bullish on it, but for me it's done. Okay, it's done a 60x. I'm not chasing this coin. But yeah, it is. If you want to trade it, and I will be personally posting a call on it once it is ready for maybe 20-30% trade, around about at $3. Okay, so that's what's happening for sand. And if I get a good entry, I'll be opening up a short on sand. Okay, maybe something that goes up in there like that. Okay, after a bearish retest, but only after a bearish retest, nothing beforehand. Right, now Ethereum, this is where it gets tricky. For Ethereum, we have to be patient, and Ethereum is going to determine kind of when the alts are going to just stop dropping and go to the upside. Okay, for now it's very bearish. Temporarily, for the next couple of days, is bearish. Okay, the move has just started, the ADX has just gotten weaker, and it needs a bit of time. Okay, so we just wait, and I would personally look to make a buy around 2600, 2500. That's if it stops, and that's most likely the place where it's gonna bounce from. All right, for the short term. Okay. Alright, so before I get into anything else, let me go back on this thing. I'm going to show you something, because I learned this thing kind of today about the Elliott waves. Alright, I don't know if you remember, I mentioned them yesterday. We're currently going off for the fifth wave to the downside. Alright, fifth wave to the downside. Now, it's clear to me that Bitcoin needs a drop. It was clear since yesterday, but where it's going to drop, we don't know. Okay, it can easily come back down to 35 and still retest this breakout of the trend line. Okay, you can still test the breakout of this trend line. Let's make it into yellow so you can see it. Alright. Okay, so testing the breakout and then moving on up. Now, one curious thing that can happen is that the fifth wave, okay, so we got the first wave, the second wave, the third wave, the fourth wave, and the fifth wave. Okay, what can happen is that the fifth wave can actually be smaller okay, and the third. So it can just bounce off of here around 37,000, and that will still be considered the fifth wave. Okay, now the reason why I'm saying this is the distance that has happened in the first wave. That is huge. Okay, it's 35%. So you usually get one wave that is bigger than all of them. Right? It's very complicated to find out, but it's it does usually happen. Alright, so in this case we've actually got two that have gone about the same percentages, which is why I think fifth wave can actually be smaller. There is a chance, not a confirmation, but a chance that can happen. Alright, but it will depend, and time will tell if it's the seventh wave that is going to capitulate Bitcoin and is going to bring it down to 30k or not. Okay, down about in here. Alright, usually that is what happens, but maybe that's just for the altcoins. Okay, now we've had a healthy retracement on Bitcoin at both times. It's been about 50%. Okay, so from this top to about there was 55%. From this top to the current bottom is about 51%. So if it goes down a bit more, hey, it's 55%, which means 30k. Okay, so either scenarios can play out, but on this channel we don't really take the trades until the whole market is ready. So which is why we just wait and be patient, see what the market is going to do. Alright, so this is still a possibility, and we just kind of have to wait. Okay, yeah, looks like we are bouncing short term. Maybe get a couple of green candles and then go to the upside. Right. But I don't trust this thing, not unless I get a clear-cut signal that is going to go up. But given the fact that we have actually got extended our rounded top, okay, so pretty much we've done this, I don't trust it. We need a nice healthy retracement or some sort of pattern that is going to determine what angle we're going to go into. Alright, and most likely is dependent on Bitcoin. So right here, it's only testing the 55 moving average, a couple of days, and then come down. But until then, it's in no trade zone. Okay, it's in no trade zone unless you're an expert and you want to just play the futures and stuff. It's in no trade zone. Nothing is actually. Okay, nothing is. You might just get a 1% bounce, 2% bounce here and there, but it's only going to mess with your head. Okay. Look, and the reason why I'm saying that this can happen is the distance of the moving averages. Okay. Now we got so heavily rejected from the 200 moving average, it just made a head and shoulders, which is now playing out, and they're all pointing downwards, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if DOT comes back down here to about $16, okay, gives us a double bottom, and that will be a closest thing to what Bitcoin is going to do, representing. All right, so there you go, Bitcoin. Okay, see, moving averages coming back down. The 200 moving average on the 4 hours sitting below, sitting around 40k. Can easily come back down here and then pop back up. Okay, but any levels to watch for, just maybe just to even start making your dollar cost average buys, I think sitting around 40,000, 40,500, that's where we look to start. That's the best we can do. Okay, because otherwise it's just tricky, ridiculously tricky. Okay, it can be a very, very slow play, very slow play. Right, man, HTR, it's a good thing I didn't repost this trade. Right, so we still got the fractal on HTR coming back up. Right, if it holds this range, 50 to 70 cents. I'm gonna post a call on this thing on the channel later on. It depends on what the indicators have to say, but it does look like this range if it can hold, it's going back to the upside. Alright, we spoke about Matic the other day. Matic is still testing the trend line. Here. I looked the weekly on Matic. Okay. And the weekly is overly extended. Okay, it is overly extended. And this time the drop can be huge, actually. Alright, so unless it backtests the closest, a double bottom at about 150 to 140, personally I'm not going to touch Matic. Alright, so Luna is still playing out my fractal. Yeah, Luna is another one of those coins that I don't really want to get into at this point. It's done a lot. It's not worth it in terms of gains available. Right. Now, actually the main reason why I wanted to do a dive stream today is just to share the fact that, okay, Bitcoin has actually played out the drop, and now it's just got to be patient and see where it's gonna go. Right? But until something changes on Bitcoin, which I highly doubt is gonna change today or tomorrow, I think the projection is still the same. It's still gonna come back down. It's still gonna drag down the entire market for us in the next couple of days and just give us a better entry, that's all. Alright, so that is the plan. Just sit and wait to see what Bitcoin does. Alright, now get the comment section going and let's analyze a couple of things, a couple of projects that I couldn't get to yesterday. Alright, no coins you guys want me to take a look at? Alright, they've done link, the next TM. Done BRA. Oh, that. It's a good thing I did not post this thing either. Looked bearish. Looked absolutely bearish. Alright. Close this short. Down. Alright, I want you guys to keep an eye on API 3. Okay, I think it's going to play out exactly as I project for it to, thanks to this Bitcoin drop. Okay, so API 3, you can get it maybe around $3, $2.50 to $3. Now that's where I'll be looking for API 3. Alright. I do like it as a project, but it has, I think, a lot of accumulation to go. Yeah, around about 250, I think you can get API. Alright, Jackie, I'll check out Titano. Is this a meme coin or just a regular coin? Oh, speaking of meme coins, I want to share something with you today. I think I found a pretty good one. But that's on Uniswap. Right? Hold on, let me see. Let me go into Telegram and see what coin that was. I think it can do pretty good work. It's pretty new, but again, the meme coins are risky. Alright, so I'm just gonna take a look at it. Alright, yeah. So it's been only a day since it came out. Alright. Apparently this is the next Shiba. Alright. The Pasha Inu. So it's gone up 3,000% since release, which means I would have kind of waited out. But keep an eye on Pasha. I think people are actually going to be bullish on these things once it's ready. Alright, it is on Uniswap, so yes, I'll take a look at that. Jackie, I need to know if it's a meme coin or not. Is it? Yeah, XDB. Yeah, we'll check. Oh, it's just a horrible pattern. Right. Looks like I already had work on it. Yeah, it's still going to bowl out. It's broken the key support. It's going to bowl out. Maybe come back down to about 21 cents one more time before it decides to go up to 30. But honestly, I don't see any strength in it. I really don't. This looks to me like Doge. Alright. This to me looks like Doge. And on the weekly time frame, it's not good at all. It's making lower highs, higher lows. And it's just kind of looking like people are getting rid of it every chance they get. Alright. Now, it might just go up, but it depends. Maybe a couple more weeks of candles will tell us what to go on, but I'm not sure if this is tradable yet. Okay. Just as we always need a higher high, a higher low, we always need a higher high as well, but this has failed to make it. Okay, this has failed to make the higher high, so but it's only made lower highs and higher lows, which means it's still on a downtrend completely, technically speaking. And this was a great bullish pattern, but got rejected. So let's see how this thing holds above 30 cents. If it breaks below 33 cents, then it's done, it's going down. But if not, you might have a chance to go get it back to the upside. Alright, so that's XDB for you. But honestly, your money's far better off in some other coins. Alright. I think your money is far better off on some other coins. Now, just like XPR, I really like this project, but look at this. I was trying to figure out yesterday if there was any good trades on this thing, but look at this. Higher lows, lower highs. It's just, I don't know, it's just not strong enough. Alright, and it all depends on the weekly time frame. Okay? It all starts from the weekly time frame, and it's just weak on the weekly. Okay, so unless the trend will not change unless this breaks higher and then comes back down. Okay, so this high will be higher than this high, and this low will be higher than this low. Only then the trend will be changed, and then it's worth it, but otherwise it's just kind of risky. Okay, and I think if for money, it's actually far better off in some strong coins at this very point. Right? Right, look at this. No, not VR, AVR. I was looking for VR. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. Alright, so it eventually broke down. Alright. It eventually broke down the previous fractal, which is now negated. Alright. We just have to kind of wait and let it distribute and readjust. So I think a good entry for this thing will be about 24 cents before it decides to bounce all the way up to 32. Okay, but this is now officially a bear flag, which has now been broken to the downside. Alright, so 24 to 20 cents, that's where I would look to get into for a nice little bounce. And this bounce can be big, right? So maybe about 40-50% gains can come out of it. Right, so VR is officially broken. It needs about 1 or 2 months more before it decides to go up. Alright. Now, we go quickly check. See if we can find a short entry on something. Because since the long trades are no longer valid, let's see if we can find a short trade. If we can find a good entry on that. No, this is done. This is going to range. It's very hard to figure this thing out because the down tokens, they never really recover, so it's very difficult to figure it out. But oh, by the way, if you're playing the down tokens like EOS down, Sushi down, 1 inch down, make sure that you do your research on if the tokens are still available, because I found out Sushi up and down tokens, 1 inch up and down tokens are discontinued. EOS up and down tokens are now discontinued, okay, so they will no longer be valid, which means if you have your capital in there, you take it out, otherwise you're going to lose your capital. Right. So one coin that I'm going to look into is AI. Now I think can still be good, but because of its wave structure, okay, because it's very volatile. It was, but now it's come down to a place where it's just kind of starting its wave structure, right? And this is pretty healthy because we have now entered officially the reaccumulation zone. Alright. Heroes is another one that I'm following. People are also talking about Meta Hero. Alright, this coin will need a little bit of time, okay, but eventually this thing is actually going way to the upside. Alright, it's losing its bearish momentum, the sell pressure is almost ending, alright, and that is, I can see it right here on the histogram, okay. Now it might make another red hill, so it's not quite ready yet, but it doesn't mean it's not going to be. And this is kind of a bearish structure, but it has had already plenty of waves. Okay, so we had the first wave, the second wave, the third wave. Now this is the fourth, and the fifth one is coming, which means I can look for it around 2 or 3 cents. Okay, but after that it's a quick bounce to the upside for 100% gains, because these oversold bounces, they play out about 100%. Right? But when it does play out 100%, you get out, because it's not a chance that it's going to fly off very quickly. Okay, to about 15-16 cents. It's not going to do that pretty quickly. It's going to go up from about 3 cents all the way up to back at this level to get rejected. Alright, about 5-6 cents. For 100% gains, you get out. Let it reaccumulate and then you enter again. Okay, and at that time it's going to go up another 50, 60, 100% or whatever it wants to. So heroes, Meta Hero, and there's one other coin I want you to keep your eye on, like Numeraire. I told you yesterday. This is almost about at the bottom. Okay, it needs a V-shaped drop and a V-shaped recovery. That's the key on the bottoms. V-shaped drop. Whenever you see a V-shaped drop on the bottom, look at this. This was a V-shaped drop. What happened? V-shaped recovery. Alright, so this is going to follow again. And look at the structure. Okay, this high right here, it didn't go back all the way up to this level. Basically half or less than half. So when it comes down here, it's going to go up again, but it's not going to go up to this high. It's only going to get max about there. But you know what, the percentages are good. Alright, so you can find Numeraire maybe around 20 cents and let it go up to about 40. That's 100%. It's a quick 100%. That usually happens in about a day or two. Alright, so if you want to play out gems, you don't have to just buy and hold for like 6-8 months. You can just kind of let them go. Now, I've mentioned about CQT before, okay, but it's only a side money trade though, and side money trade only because this will take some time, but it doesn't mean you can't get the percentages. And the second reason is DeFi. DeFi has stopped pumping for over a year now. Alright, so the next drop is actually going to be higher. So basically it's going to do what we just saw on XRP. Okay, it's gonna come back down to this low, maybe about 30 cents, and then go back up to about there. It's another 100%. Alright. So watch for all these coins to do an oversold bounce. Now people ask me about SOS, the Open DAO. I didn't post the trade because it wasn't ready, and I was calculating the percentages but didn't post it because the momentum was still weak to break to the all-time highs. But it does need reaccumulation, which means SOS you can find it pretty damn cheap, maybe about 0.00099 or something ridiculous like that, right? Now, it does look to me like it's the final phase of the drop. Okay, let's delete the Fibonacci's to get the clear picture. Okay, now what I see on these drops on any single altcoins that I saw is this drop right here. Okay, it's happening up again, and that's why I thought we're gonna get a bigger drop this time around. Right, the chances of us Bitcoin breaking higher to $58,000-$60,000, it was not just there yet, and that was because all these patterns for all these altcoins were looking about the same. All right, so what we need is this little phase right here. Okay, is this little phase that will mark for us the bottom. That's the capitulation. All right, basically it's this one right here. Okay, so we might be able to get Atom back around $23-$24, maybe even 22, and then we just bounce and make a higher low. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting for to start posting and start talking about some coins on the channel here as well. But other than that, there's not much you can do besides being patient, because there is not many trades, especially Bitcoin is in a chop zone. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, see what that is doing. Alright, look at that. I just posted yesterday Bitcoin dominance wants to go to the upside, and look, 43% already. I posted this thing when I was still sitting around 41. It depends all on Bitcoin at this point. Alright, so that's why I asked people to make sure they were trading with stop losses or taking profits, because it does look, Bitcoin dominance does look bullish. Okay, now again, this is just like we see the double hill on the red ones. We are going to see maybe just another a green hill, but this is going to be smaller than the previous one. Okay, or even if it's the same, but the dominance is going to be higher, which means it's going to mark us the bearish divergence. Okay, so we're waiting for that to confirm alongside the USDT dominance that is about to do a double top. Okay, plus with all the bullish news makes bearish news, that was bearish indecision sentiment. So in combination of all that, chances of Bitcoin dropping were a lot higher, and it kept going up. Alright, so that is why I want you guys to be safe at this very point, because this Bitcoin dominance going up is not good for altcoins. Okay, we need this thing to break down to this level right here, about 20 something percent. We need this to break down. Okay, it does look like it's going to do so, but in due time. Alright, it does look like for the next week or two we're going to be fighting with Bitcoin dominance. Right, might give us a fake out, might not, who knows. But it does look bullish temporarily to go up to 44.5%. Okay, and top out. Eddie, my man. Yeah, XRP may not fall below, but it all depends on Bitcoin, you know. So look at this. Right, I have this little target right here. It may not fall below 67 cents, but you know what? It can. You know why I'm saying it can? Because of this. it did come down, do a double bottom, sorry, but it still gave us a higher low, which means it dropped all the way up to 51 and then came up back down to retest the 52. So it might just do that again. You know, it came down to what, 52? No, 55. It might just come back down and retest the 55. As long as your 50 cents is not broken, nothing changes for XRP. Alright, it's 50 cents. It might wick down to 45, but it already did that on KuCoin. Alright, so this is what I'm expecting for. But look at this, even then it's about 2 weeks worth of just choppiness and all that kind of stuff, you know. So, just gotta wait. So no matter what altcoin you want to look at, there's honestly nothing much you can do. Alright, look, even the 1 hour, it broke to the upside, now it did a bearish retest. Alright, it did a bearish retest of the moving average, and look, it got wicked down. Right, let's open up the moving average. Look, it's getting rejected by the 200. So on the 4 hour, it's getting support by the 55, but most likely it breaks down. But the next couple of hours, it might just do this, maybe go higher, and then come back down again. Alright, so that's why I'm not posting any trades yet, nor I'm calling for any other coin. Alright, no price prediction videos now. I've decided to hold off on posting any of these price prediction videos because everything changed because Bitcoin just wanted to drop, right? So TA changed, which means I have to re-record them and just call them once they're ready. Okay, but yeah, look, everything is playing out as we just kind of saw it on the charts. Okay, so the dominance going up, USDT dominance again going up. Now Bitcoin just kind of playing out around the top. If this thing plays out as it is drawn, it's a head and shoulders. It's a bearish pattern, which means it will actually drop. Okay, now you can take your measured moves, and it will still come back down to the targets. Alright, so 39k, which is also, these are all the FIB targets, by the way. I can combine them with measured moves. They will still be confluent. 40k, 39, 38, 37 is as low as I go for now. Okay, but hey, look, even if we drop back down here, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Okay, I still think we will rebound from 30k, 32k, because on the macro, that is still a higher low. Alright, that is still a higher low. Well, now that I look at the chart, it's a bit messy. Move the moving averages, shorten this thing, and extend this. Alright, so basically this trend line right here, this little bottom, goes back to December. That's the first low, second one in June, July, and now we got the first one in Jan in this year. So even if it comes back down and bounces off this 34k, is still a higher low. Alright, even 30k will be a higher low. Okay, because that was what, 25, then we got 28, now 30k will still be a higher low than in comparison to previous ones. Right, so that's why I'm not worried. Alright, so now the dominance is going to kill all the trades, which is why you got to be careful. Right, a couple of friends told me, okay, you should long XRP for a scalp. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not playing the short time frame of 1 hour 15 minutes, because since the sentiment is not good and there is no strength, I'm not going to make a play for long positions. No way. Right, UFO is another one of the coins that I'm following. Now I previously called, when this initially came out on Uniswap, I called it for a 5x. Okay, now this thing is going to redistribute, but then eventually go back to the upside. It's a gaming coin and it's cheap. It's on KuCoin. It's cheap and it's on KuCoin. Alright, so I think it can go pretty high. Okay, I think it can go pretty high. I'm talking about 6-7x. Alright? Just because it's cheap, and when it's cheap, money can be pumped. It can just ignore all TA and just still go to the upside. Alright. Yeah. Maximum 10x. I'd say minimum 6x. That's for UFO. Alright. So everything is breaking down, guys. Be ready. If you're in my Telegram group, in the calls group, you will see some calls that have already been posted. But that's, the buy zone is way below the current price. And that's because I've been following the coins for a couple of weeks. Okay. And their structure kind of points it in that direction. It will take some time to get to it. I just want you to keep it on your radar. Okay, that those prices can be achieved easily. Alright. But again, beware of Bitcoin dominance since it's still pushing up. Now the only thing that can drop it is Bitcoin itself. Right? It's a bullish structure. Okay, so once it did a double bottom, it started forming the bullish harmonic. Right? So it did that. Started forming this bullish harmonic. Okay, now the only thing that can drop it is Bitcoin itself. Alright, Bitcoin itself can drop this thing, or just start ranging so Bitcoin dominance can stop, but eventually drop heavy is going to come when Bitcoin is actually dropping. Alright, so just got to be watchful of that thing. Let me check something here for Bitcoin so I can prove. Let me backtest the theory. No proof, just backtest the theory. BTC, where's my chart on BTC? Alright, look at this. Alright, 27th to 31st October. Alright. 27th, 19th of October to about 7th of November, right? That's when Bitcoin topped out. Now let's go back to Bitcoin dominance. And look at this. 20th of October it started to drop. Okay, so the only thing that can actually drop dominance is Bitcoin itself. But what happens if Bitcoin drops to drop the dominance is the altcoins go down as well a little bit. Okay? So we have to get to a point where dominance and Bitcoin dominance don't have enough effect on the altcoins. Okay, that means kind of decoupling for a certain period of time. Okay, so people just start throwing money into Bitcoin pairs, people start throwing money into Ethereum pairs, and they don't really care. Okay, that's when during this time. Hold on, let me delete this. During this first bullish harmonic pattern that was kind of forming, only a few altcoins went about 6x, 10x, 20x. Okay, so there were Luna, Phantom, AVAX, and maybe a few others. Okay, but the rest they couldn't do anything because Bitcoin was dropping all the way down. Right, so that's why I'm waiting for this thing to drop and drop massively for everything to go up altogether. Okay, but unless this gets rejected, and I wouldn't even take the trades once Bitcoin dominance hits the top, what I'm doing is I'm buying the top main ones that have not had the bull run yet. Okay, that's what I'm doing, dollar cost averaging, when Bitcoin dominance gets to this top right here, 44.5%, because that is the best place to get the entry. And at that time, I'm pretty sure the dominance of USDT would be about there as well. So that's where the best places to buy. Okay, but for now, just sit tight. Okay, because there's not much you can do really. There's not much you can do at all. Look, the percentage of this thing is about 6%. Okay, which means it's going to the top is about 6%, so it means about 44.5. All right, 45%. Yeah, see, confluence, measured move confluence. That's the target. Unless this thing is done, there is no way altcoins are going to move. Right, so just gotta be patient. Hi Lynn, how are you? No problem. No problem at all. We'll do ETH for you. Alright, so Ethereum. I did do this before. I think it can come back down to about 2500. Okay. Mainly because I see Bitcoin coming down. And the dominance of that and everything going up, so it just kind of needs a little bit of time as well. All right, I don't see Bitcoin going up as high because very quickly, because dominance is already all the way up high. Okay, it's half of this move is already done, which means for it to go to 55k, 6% on USDT dominance is not enough, nor the Bitcoin dominance is enough. Okay. So the most likely call would be about wait for ETH to drop and do a double bottom with a higher low, and then wait for it to go all the way up here to $5,500. Okay, $5,500. That's where my target is for Ethereum, and that's where the Fibonacci's put it as well as the measured move. Okay, but yeah, in the short term, 2600, that's where I would look to buy some Ethereum, just to trade it with. If I don't find any good trades, I'll look for it to just keep going up until I find the right pair to trade. All right, now yeah, indecision, like I said, it's completely indecisive. Okay, because the market sentiment is kind of mixed. The fear and greed index went all the way up to 50. That's okay for some. That's good for some, but not quite a bit of confirmation for me, because, like I said, all the dominances and all the structures here are not good enough. Look, Ethereum gave us a massive fake out. Okay, that's 2 candle body closes that could not close above. Okay, it couldn't. 2 candles could not close above after the breakout. It had to drop back down. Now if it did, that's double the force. That's bearish engulfing candle. The second one is equally big as the green candle, which means 2 bearish engulfing candles that go all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so 5 candles. These 2 candles take on the 5 together. Okay, or even just independently as well. So that to me means that Ethereum does not have enough strength. And let's face it, Bitcoin doesn't have enough strength, neither does Ethereum. Lynn, I cannot say when it's going to go to 2500. Okay, it can be a week, it can be, I don't know, maybe they decide tomorrow to send it to 2500 on the wick and then come back up. Who knows? It's just, it depends on the market makers really, but I think it's just going to range for a day or two until it decides to come back down. Look, the move has just started. Okay, so first, what I would do is I would wait for this thing to break, do a bearish retest, and then come back down. Okay, like I did here. Okay, you remember when I told you that I would wait for Ethereum to come back down to about 2300? It's because of that key level right here. It was going to get rejected. So this now has become the key level. Okay, and mainly because it broke out once, twice, and 3 times before it decided to break down. Okay, so now it's going to go up, do the bearish retest of the trend line and of the critical zone, and then it's going to come back down. But again, all in all, it's the daily. Okay, the daily is way overextended, and that was very quick. I think it was about, what, 2 weeks almost, right? So 2 weeks of a move, and almost in a straight line, it has to come back down and retest. Okay, so I'm expecting for it to do something like this, like I've drawn. Okay, but it could just as easily shift and extend this play right here. Okay, so I can just do this and maybe go up and just break down a little bit later on, like at the end of the month or something. So you never know. Right now it's just kind of a waiting game. Okay, so it's very tricky, but yeah, just sit tight. Just sit tight. And like I said yesterday as well, the secret behind this Bitcoin thing is they want to go after your money, or especially for people who are just playing extreme high leverage. Okay, so they're playing extremely high leverage, and that's what they did here in this zone in the summer. Okay, so many people got liquidated in the futures. They were just playing 50x, so Bitcoin is now, they broke 43k, 41k, okay, then I was going to the moon now. You know, they just wanted to go after your money, and look at what they did. People were operating the breakout with 100x leverage, $50,000 or something, and then bam, they dump it. Alright, so they go after your money, and so many people get stopped out of their trades because of these liquidations. Right, so finding good trades is going to be very difficult. Now the best thing to do is just sit tight and just start putting the buy zones for, well, alerts for the possible buy zones that we're going to get on the charts. But I'll be honest with you, I really like what I see. Okay, because this is a clear-cut breakout, like I also showed you on the RSI. Right, it's a clear-cut strong breakout, but it has to retest. Okay, and that's why I think what these people were trying to do is this fractal from 2018. They played it out, but now it's just going to be one straight drop. I don't know, maybe it drops to 36, but it wicks all the way down to 30. You don't know. They're just going to catch your stop losses, and that is it. Because if it can wick all the way up, I remember from this price, 64,000, okay, it dropped all the way to 8,000 on Binance US in futures. Okay, on the Binance US exchange, it dropped from 64,000 to 8,000. That insane of a wick. So they can do it again here. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. So just be patient and see where we can find the entries. But we do need Bitcoin to consolidate. Okay, that's what we need, because it will cool down the dominance, and the USDT dominance will be ready by the time Bitcoin has finished doing its retest. Okay, but I do like it because in the summer, look at what happened. Right, this broke out, did a lovely retest, and then bam, it didn't stop, it just went up. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting here as well. It had a lovely breakout. Okay, now the chances of it breaking back into the trend line are not as good. Okay, means it's not going to happen. It's just going to go back, retest the higher low, and then go back to the upside. It's still going to be a confirmed breakout because the RSI pushed it far enough. Alright, let me see if I can show this to you. Alright, look. Okay, I had this RSI drawn, right? Okay, this is what I had. So it's still in a bullish pattern. Okay, but it has to come back and retest this little breakout right here. Okay, so that's what we're doing. It's this RSI. This move right here, the black one, it's so strong that it leads me to believe it's not going to break into the pattern, but however it can come back down to give us a lovely test. Okay, so I can maybe do something like this and then go back to the upside. Who knows? It just depends. It's a couple of weeks play, but that's what I see. Look, the stochastics are topped out, and it just needs a little bit more time to reset. All right, but it is a breakout, and just like in the summer, it went up nicely. So that's the kind of move we're waiting on. Okay. Hold up. Just saw something that might be curious. Alright. See, this can fit as well. We might just consolidate in a chop zone. Alright. But I still won't give it the strength to actually go up. So yeah, we just gotta wait. See if it actually holds this level. Right? But what we could do is we could be in this little zone right here. So maybe that's another thing that the whales could be playing out for us. Right? Well, against us. They're trying to play against us. So there we go. Okay. Alright, so maybe that is the fractal. Maybe that's the reason why we did not get our double bottom. Is because of this. We actually did get a double bottom with a higher low, but in a bullish divergence, a hidden factor inside a fractal. Okay, so we have this little bottom. Hold on, let me see if I can find the arrow. Okay, so we got this, and then we got this, but there was hidden higher low right here. This was about the same, and now it looks like we are just about in this little fractal piece right here. Alright, so any of these theories is possible, but we will not know unless Bitcoin stops. Alright, but hey, look, I just found a new possibility that could work. Alright, just found a new possibility. Now, how long did this take? 31st July to 4. Yeah, it took a week. So maybe in about a week, we're ready to do what we did previously. Okay? And go back up. And then we retest $40,000 after going all the way up to 52. Okay? So who knows? But it is a possibility. I will not deny it. Okay? I will not deny it. Maybe this happens. Alright? Maybe this happens. But look, I want to show you something that's pretty cool. Look at the price here, mark on the fractal. 60,000 to a T. Okay? $60,000. Now I've been saying $58,000 to $60,000 is my target. Okay? Look, no joke. Comes out to 55 to 60,000. That's the fib levels as well. Okay? So it's definite confluence. Okay? Definite confluence that can happen. You just don't know. We'll know a bit more in the next 7 days, I think. In the next 7 days, we'll know more. Okay? But wherever it stops to, I will be dollar cost averaging. Once the TA of the coin is ready, I will be dollar cost averaging. Maybe this drop eventually drops all these altcoins that we want. Look at this. Ethereum is crashing down again. Look, I have this KDA, right? I'm actually hoping for it to drop and praying for it to drop. Look, I already had the buy zones that I posted in my trading group. Look, I said, okay, the first buy is starting from $8. That's where I would look and see where it bottoms. Okay, so that's at 750, which already got hit. 730 already got hit. 695 already got hit. And 659. I told people I would not be surprised if this goes back down all the way starting to 650. Okay, so This is what TA does. All right, this is what I am doing right now. I'm looking at the charts, making the buy zones, and start dollar cost averaging once these levels starts to cross. Okay, so I can watch them. I can make a little bit of a trade idea that where I can find my entries, only once the level starts to cross. Okay, and by the time Bitcoin is finished in a week, maybe these altcoins they will kind of cross and fill the buy zones. That means we get a higher low on all these altcoins, right? So you never know. Look, I'm expecting Phantom to come back down all the way up to 160, which I think really can happen, because let's face it. Okay, this trade played out, so we can delete all that. Phantom has done what it needed to do this cycle. Okay, it's a double top right here. The targets of mine to the downside are measured moves, and if I put these, I get exactly confluence plays with measured moves of pattern trading. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And AXS, yes, Lynn, I will take a look at AXS for you. Yeah, AXS is coming down. But I don't think by much though. Maybe about the same low as 45. If not, I think 38 and 34 are in the cards. Okay. I'm going to remove this and keep it simple for you. This level. Okay. 33 and $34. I would not be surprised if you see that price. Okay. I will not be surprised. And yeah, this isn't a bear trend. I mean, this is on higher time frame. This is on a bear trend, and I think Axie is done. Axie is done, even though it's a play-to-earn coin. Do you know what I see on Axie though? Is this? It comes back down, goes back up, consolidates, and maybe goes all the way up to this level. Okay. That's about $90, $95. I still have the targets of 111 and 120 because I think it can happen, but it has to break $60 first, which it failed to do so. Okay, it failed to break this level and hold it as support. Okay, it failed to do so, which means this is in a range, and I would accumulate Axie personally if I were to trade it anything between at this bottom range, like $35 to $40. That's the buy zone for me for Axie. But every time I do, I would close the trade at 65. Okay, let's say if I get in at 35, 37, even 40, I would close it at $65 because that's the top of the range, and most likely it's going to get rejected by there and come back down. So you can actually make a lot of money if you think about it. Okay, so you long it from $35 or $40 all the way up to 60. That's about a 50% gain. And then you short it and then come back down again. Then you long it up again and then you short it again before it decides to finally go. Alright, so it's in this range alone, it's like 150% sitting right there. So if you're a trader and you want to make a lot of percentage, this can take, I mean, this will be a trade that you don't even have to pay attention to. You know, just kind of let it go. But only when the TA is ready and the market is moving nicely. Okay, otherwise it's just no point. But yeah, $30, I will not be surprised to see Axie. Yeah, and yeah, the same with sand. I mean, all these play to earn coins, I think they're done. Metaverse, people are still bullish on Metaverse, but I don't really think it's I don't know, it just kind of seems over pushy at this point. Look, it's gonna drop, it's gonna come back down again. And yeah, the movement, see, look on the 4-hour. The momentum is just starting on sand, okay? The ADX is coming from the bottom, it's red, and it's gonna go to the top. It still has way more drop left than people think it does. Alright, so yeah, and plus, besides looking at the bigger time frame, I think it's coming back down to 2.87. I think I might find an entry for a short on sand. I'll take a look at how it plays out. But yeah, I think it's I think you can play out. I don't see sand breaking out to all-time highs this cycle. Right. Yeah. Might have to open some short plays. So I'm gonna open a short on Phantom. I'm gonna open a short on Sand. I'm gonna open a short on Cody. Okay. That's because they're all doing the bearish retest at this point. Right? And it's been bearish retest has been successful, so it's gonna come down in the next couple of days. But since the market is volatile, I'm not gonna put a lot of money into it. It's just something to make a little bit extra, and just that is it. Right? So let me check mana. I think mana is gonna come down way harder than people think it will. Okay, so we had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goes back to the height of 4, maybe slightly breaks it, and then 7. Yeah, let's try and find a pinpointed entry. Yeah, I might be able to get mana about 140. Yeah, this looks good. This looks absolutely beautiful. I'll be looking to long mana round about 140, maybe even 90, depends, and go for a nice 50% gain. Simple, easy, right? But yeah, stay out of the market for now, because it's the best thing you can do is just save your money. And a lot of hassle, you know, mental hassle, more likely. Just be ready to buy when the time is right. If you know TA, spend time to find the buy zones. And if you don't know, do join our trading group, okay? There are going to be plenty of charts posted, and you can talk to a lot of people. Yeah, talk about projects and what coins the other people are looking at, which might be good, the reason why. So you can get a little bit more insight on crypto markets. And if you do want to join the calls group as well, we do have it, okay? And just recently we got about 10 out of 12 calls played out, 2 got delayed. Actually just the 1 got delayed because ADA played out this morning. ADA was the one I was waiting on. It played out this morning exactly about 27% since my stop loss. And yeah, so just the 1 call didn't play out. But if you're looking for it, you know, we can help you out, right? Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not an investment recommendation. I'm just making all this TA simply to share my ideas and for educational purposes, all right? So there's also a possibility what you can do is you can take tutoring lessons, okay? I can give you the keys on how you can read the indicators. Only use maybe a couple, and that will work for you on shorter time frames or bigger time frames. You can decide for yourself what kind of trader you are. Either you're a day trader, you're a mid-term holder, or you're a long-term holder. The strategy will work for you whichever way you decide to go. All right. Now, guys, hit the like button, share the video, okay, share the live stream, so I can get a pretty cool dude, an amazing chartist, extremely knowledgeable guy who I learned from personally a few key things, and I want to bring him on the live stream. Okay, so the more people I get, the better. Okay, so the more subscribers I get, the more likes I get, and if you can join on Twitter, if you have Twitter, if you can join in, okay, stay tuned for that notice as well. Okay, we have our own Twitter account now as well. We do post a bunch of videos there, so I really want to get this guy on the channel. Okay, it'll be good for you guys because he has extreme insight. Okay, he's different from all these other YouTubers, and yeah, he's better than me as well. So that's why I want to get him on the stream. All right, so help me out, guys, and I really appreciate your time. Okay, you guys come in here, even though it's pretty late now, but you guys come in here and give me your time. So I thank you for that, and I'll keep working hard, see where we can get to, and we can find some decent trades in the coming future when the market settles. All right. In XRP short term, I think it can go back down to about 60 something cents. All right, it's where I'm waiting for it as well. I think it can go back down to 60 something cents. I have a range drawn for it, and maybe 68, maybe 67, 65, who knows. Time will tell. We just gotta wait. Okay, that's it. I mean, there's nothing much to do really, but I do have a fractal on XRP, and it does seem to hold certain ideas here. I mean, almost exactly, you know, and it's pretty good. So I think there's one more drop left, maybe another higher low, or maybe about the same low at 57 cents, 55 cents, 60 cents, who knows. But after then it's a breakout, it looks like it, maybe about mid-year, so April, May, whatever. But I still believe in it, I still hold it, and I still plan to have my futures trade on it as well when the time is ready. I closed the one that I opened because I wanted to take some profits. Okay, it was only a test and it played out, so I think it can work. And I believe what we're doing now is we're doing what we did before it went on its run for a 3x. Okay, so this is where we are right now. Okay, right about this little range. This little range right here. Okay, so yeah, about March, end of March, it seems like it can go, and this is what I think we're doing at this very moment. Okay, so it might not even get down all the way below 50, it might just stop at 65. Okay, 65, 67, and it may just, I drew this yesterday, the range, it seems to be, it might just hold it. And that's where I think we are at this very point. Okay, and we might just get this little thing going. So maybe about a month more hold. We'll see. We'll see in a month, see where it wants to put us. But yeah, I still hold my position. Alright guys, so that is it for today, and I hope I calmed your nerves just because Bitcoin was dropping, but you know, we were ahead of the game, so I hope you're cool. And hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Okay, there will be plenty of videos released. Now do also follow us on Twitter. Okay, and I will be able to bring on a couple of guys who are actually very, very good on just the TA wise, market sentiment, or just project wise as well. I do want to invite some people from the private community that I got invited into very kindly, and very smart dudes and very kind as well. Okay, so help me out on the channel, and eventually it will help you guys out as well. Okay, so Thanks, guys. Thanks for your time. Stay tuned, stay safe, and stay blessed.